Hello everyone, today we've got the absolutely lovely Angie Twydall with us. Angie, could you please introduce yourself and tell us about the start of your spiritual path in Avalon?
I will, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me to come and talk to you today. So my spiritual path here in Avalon, wow, my connection to Avalon was actually going back to my teenage years. And I was on a holiday in France near Rennes-le-Château, and I had Roxy Music Avalon playing. And I didn't know then that there was a connection with that part of southwest France and Avalon, and it just resonated in my energetic field as a teenager. That song just haunted me, it was with me all the time. But it wasn't until I was invited by a friend of mine to come to the Glastonbury Goddess Conference as a participant many years ago that I actually had that link between Glastonbury, the town, and Avalon, the mystical experience. So that initiation through the Glastonbury Goddess Conference was life-changing. And I can remember sitting, listening to the speakers, and then talking about this divine feminine goddess energy, and I was sitting there crying because why isn't it taught in schools? I felt I'd been cheated by my culture and society, that I'd missed out this huge chunk of amazingness that fitted into the jigsaw puzzle of my existence, and I was blown away. And that led to me signing up to do the priestess training, and I travelled from Kent every month to do the trainings for 3 years, and I was inspired to set up the Kent Goddess Temple from that whole experience.
How do you experience and express your spiritual path day to day in Avalon?
So my spiritual path is my complete vocation. My life, my whole being is in devotion to Goddess through healing. And I specialise in womb healing, the healing of women's wombs, as a therapist, as a trauma practitioner, and also teaching other healers and therapists CPD trainings. So Goddess is there, the divine feminine is there, being awakened through wombs. That is my sole purpose here on earth, just helping to heal the world one womb at a time. So it's through that, but also out in nature. My connection, I mean, as a child, many of us used to play out in nature for hours. I used to play on the beach for hours and days with my sisters. We had that freedom then to really connect into those magical realms that maybe the kids quite don't as much these days. But what happened, I was really in touch with different animals, and those of you who know me will know what I'm going to say next. It's all about the bee, the honey bee. So the bee is my spiritual connection to her, and in many goddess paintings, I mean the one that's hanging up on the wall in front of me now, the goddess has got honeybees around her. So the bees are like messengers of the goddess, and they carry our messages up. And I teach natural beekeeping and sacred bee priestess training. So that is a big weave of my life as well. So Goddess in everything.
That's so magical.
Yeah.
And when you say goddess, or when we say the divine feminine, what does that mean to you? What does it bring up in your mind, and how do you see and feel her?
It's like, for me, Goddess is sacred. What is sacred around us, what defines sacred, who or what defines, is a personal knowing and intuition. So for me, everything that is living and breathing, from plants, animals, elements, are her. that she's the birther of it all, and you can start really, really small, to the little earthworms and grains of sand, to the whole of the cosmic universe. So yeah, she's the birther of everything. She's in everything. She's me, she's you, she's our breath, she's our touch, she's everything. I really think that for my own practice at the moment, my background is yoga, as a yoga teacher as well, so everything that I learnt now, I'm so grateful, especially for these times of chaos, is being centred, being rooted. And it's interesting, I did a little clip this morning to share on my Sanctuary Sophia page about how can we help ourselves, and it really is the simple things that we can help ourselves with, going back to our breath, going back to really simple meditations of anchoring into Gaia, into Mother Earth, and those things, if we can all incorporate in our everyday lives, for me, help me get through the stresses and strains of family, illness, upset, grief, all the pain of the world, to be able to anchor yourself and connect to Gaia, Bamba in the Avalonian tradition, but to Mother Earth. If we can all feel her holding us, then we don't feel so alone. And knowing that someone or something, an energetic and a physicality is there, that we can just rest back in and be held, that for me is so important, because there's so many woundings around motherhood and the mother line that you might not have a mother or an elder to turn to give you a hug, to give you the support. So Mother Earth, Gaia is there. So for me, Goddess is there right now at these times when we need her, and to have that faith and hope in Goddess is a constant. And without that, I think my life would be less fulfilled, less rich, less anchored in my connection to her, and more anchored in probably the distractions of that are open to all of us, you know, smoking, drugs, drinking, eating cakes. Still do the eating cakes and the chocolate, but yeah, all those crutches that are there for us, you know, as humans it's so easy to divert off and turn to those, but actually Goddess is a crutch, Goddess is a support, she's there for us to lean on. So let's be with her and be grateful and thankful. I'm so thankful that Goddess is in my life.
Thank you so much, Angie. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your smiles.
Yeah.
Thank you for your chatting. This has been great. And on behalf of everyone who's watching, thank you.
See you at conference, everyone.